Hey everyone! Hello! Welcome! Welcome back! This is us playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in tonight. On the eve of this long weekend, regardless of where you are in North America. We're playing, like I said, Sentinels of the Multiverse. It's our superhero-themed campaign. We'll go in a moment. We'll get to introduce the characters and plunge back to where we were. But first, I would just like to thank our sponsors. Roll20, of course, Found Familiar, Magen Press, and not really sponsors, but like an affiliate is Die Hard Dice. You've probably heard all the announcements I made last week. But I am a Dice affiliate with Die Hard Dice, and so if you want to get some cool dice, you can always use code. Oh shit! I forgot where the 1st of July. Okay, so the code in chat isn't right. It's Wandering July and not Wandering June. But you can get 10% off any purchases you make at Die Hard Dice, and I believe that they still have most of their Pride dice sets if you want to go and get your hands on some of their sets. They are gorgeous. I have here a whole bunch of dice that will start giving away next week. Because it's going to be Christmas in July. I can officially announce it because we're July 1st today. Hi, 8-Bit Cleric. Yes, we started the Sentinel stream exactly 4 weeks ago. 5 weeks? No, because I had to take a break. Anyway, we're on issue 4, so you haven't missed a lot. This is actually the last issue of sort of the introductory arc. And we have 2 more issues before we wrap up this first collection. But this is like the end of the tutorial, so to speak. Without further ado, while I get the music going, let's just go and introduce our players for this run of superhero goodness. We'll start with a player to my left on the overlay. We're going to go counterclockwise. So we'll start with Pooja. Hi.
Hello, I'm Pooja. I am playing our resident doctor, Anaya Desai, who is mostly, at least according to her, just here to kind of help the team as a medically aware civilian rather than unleash powers, because she's mostly terrified of them. But both of our pronouns are she, her, and we are very excited to be back in the comic book tonight.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. Up next, we have Andrew.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I am playing Fitzroy. Fitzroy. I mean, he's our resident himbo, very committed to his blazing good looks and wonderful character. He likes to lend a helping hand everywhere that he can, and occasionally point out the obvious just in case somebody missed it. That would be about it. Next.
Up next, we have Hannah, whose birthday is today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm old. So
Congratulations on another revolution around the sun.
thanks. I am Hannah, and I am playing Archer Ashley, the resident sharpshooter. Pew. And we both use she, her pronouns. And she's just here to do what she can, which isn't as much as everybody else. And she is painfully aware of that because she doesn't really have any superpowers, but she does have a metal arm. So she can smash things and shoot a gun, which is pretty good in her book.
And last but certainly not least, we have Nino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Nino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character. The aging veteran, actually the only professional hero in the team, who is trying to elevate everybody else to their best selves. Bayani.
And to get us back to where we were, so this story arc started with the group having found having tracked down a villain by the name of I don't even remember the name of my own villains, Manowar, who was an ex-US Army, probably a Navy SEALs operative. Anyway, some very, very good and proficient, capable soldier who basically turned his back against this country and started smuggling weapons, specifically smuggling weapons that were created to protect against the dangers posed by super villains and other supers before. And before they disappeared, a couple years ago, something happened, and about 95% of the population of supers disappeared from the world, leaving behind only a handful and a vacuum. Please, people, stop shouting about stream loots. I know. Let me just finish my spiel. I have both messages in private chat and in public chat. Give me 2 seconds. Here's the link. There, done. It's on a timer, by the way, so you'll see it a couple times over the course of tonight. But yes, if you want to help the stream, or alter the stream, you can always go to streamloots.com/wanderingdm. Get yourself some trading cards, because we're playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, so of course I had to include some trading card mechanics. Sorry, Prax. So I had to include some trading cards mechanic, and with those trading cards, you can actually alter the stream in fun ways, and every dollar that we raise through the use of these booster packs goes straight back to the players to thank them for taking the time to come here and play every week. Now, Manowar. Manowar was caught, defeated in combat, and disintegrated, and left behind a small cube. It was discovered, first of all, it was discovered that Manowar is supposed to be human, and humans don't do that when they die. The cube had some sort of metallic bead inside, or a sphere, anyway, something that when you managed to pry it open, started bouncing around, created a lot of chaos around the place where the Paragon Industries offices are located in San Francisco. You followed the bead all the way to a statue in the park. You spent some time, and that's what happened last week, spent some time investigating the statue, figured out that it was hiding some weird old technology, one of which was a sort of an early warning system for cosmic radiation, heat signal, and a regular sonar, or radar, I should say. And there was a secret entrance beneath the statue. You created a plausible diversion and headed into the bunker underneath the statue, where you promptly raised all the alarms possible, and in a very chaotic last-minute effort, you managed to blow up one of the security doors while you were being bombarded by these sleeping darts. So with the alarm ringing in your ears, the door having been opened, you now, 4 of you, stand in this corridor. Again, like I think I explained it last time, the entire place looked very 1970s, except for beyond this door, which looks very modern. Wow, no, I have to keep this
Not where my brain went with the music.
No, that was my secret song that I had to keep for later, and I clicked on it by mistake. No.
But now we have that dread slash anticipation of when that's gonna show up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No. It's going to. That's the problem with having every song in my playlist being called some form of like hero something.
Yeah.
They're all alike. But let's go back to the game. Remember, players, that the scene is now in yellow. Because we're picking right back up from where we left off last week. So we had two greens that have been basically played through, and now you're in the yellow phase of this scene. So you have access to all of your yellow powers. Beyond the door is this immaculate white corridor, lit up by neons. Rather modern neons. Like just the casing in the ceiling looks like something that you would find in a corporate building, a corporate office in 2020 more than in some sort of bunker in the 70s. The place is clean, almost immaculate. The light actually reflects off of the floor. Freshly waxed floors.
What is the plan?
So Bioni's just going to hold his hand up really quick, and he's going to set up a wall of fire in the doorway. Right, folks. Hold up for a second, and we don't have a whole lot of time, but I just feel I need to give you guys a choice here. This is our last chance to retreat out of this. I haven't really trained you for a situation like this. I've deliberately focused your training so far on emergency response because, well, there's frankly a desperate need for that, and there's no shortage of asshat metas who just want an excuse to blow stuff up. And that's on me. Honestly, that's not the kind of life that I wanted for you three. Just to be like those governed metas who just throw your powers around however you feel the need to. But fortunately, we just can't pick and choose our assignments. So here are your two choices. We can back out and fight another day, or we can go in and shut this place down. But before you do decide, just know something here. You're about to enter a fight for your lives in an unknown enemy's turf, and that requires an attitude shift. And he just looks at everybody and just says, look, you can't just walk in here and hope you survive. You've got to march in here knowing that your will is going to be put up against the will of people who are going to be trying to murder you. And if you can't assert your will over theirs, you are going to die, as will the rest of us. So I want you guys to take a deep breath and center yourselves and make your call. Either we all go in or we all fall back and find another way to sort this out. But, I brought you into this because I believe you guys can rise to the occasion.
What would happen if we did back out? What would happen to this place? Is it really an option?
It is. I mean, we're technically civilians. We're not government agents, so we don't have an obligation to walk in here and shut it down. But to me, this appears to be a genuine villain lair. There's stuff in here that can hurt other people if it falls into the wrong hands.
So we don't have obligations as government employees, but do we have obligations as good people? To try to help if we can.
If you
I have taken a
honestly
similar
believe,
oath in the past.
well, you didn't make that oath. To me, anyway.
No, I mean, I've taken an oath to help people and to try to save them to the best of my ability, and so that's what we're doing here.
What I'm saying here is you're walking into a situation. There are people who want to kill you. And that should give anybody with sanity cause to turn back. If we leave and we walk out of here, there's a chance all of this gets disappeared elsewhere, and we'll just have to potentially see it put to use.
How many people have they put in danger already just with what we've chased them down here to find? Like just those little cubes and Man of War, whatever that was. If we walk away right now, who knows how much more havoc they can spread? Like we got them backed in a corner right now. We don't have an obligation to do it, but if not us, then who? Who's going to do it?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I have no desire or incredible urge to go in there, but like Archer, I don't know how I can in good conscience walk away. But I'm also worried that I would be nothing but a hindrance to you, so it's not an easy decision, but there's the right thing to do, I think, here. And
there's the right thing to do, but you need to ask yourself one question. If you have the will to actually see this through, you're going to have to use your powers, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you ain't a hindrance, but you need to start using some of those powers that we know you got.
Well, I'm just worried that I'm going to hurt more people than help if I do. I don't have the type of control over it that Fitz does, that Bayani does.
I guess you're just going to have to trust yourself to do that here, now.
You think if a villain had the same doubts about their power that they would stop using it just so that they wouldn't accidentally hurt you?
No. I don't care about the villain, I care about you. I don't want to hurt any of you.
As long as you hurt the villain.
I mean, so far you've healed us, me, bunches of times. I think you're allowed to get a few love taps in there if you have to.
Well, thank you. That does. Hopefully, that will make me feel less guilty if the time comes, and I'll just have faith in you to get away quickly enough.
I mean, you've seen me get away before, and you can't touch this.
Right on, Hammer. So, here's the game plan. I'll take point. Anaya, you can take the rear. Archer, pick and choose your targets, and Fitz, best thing that you can probably do is to flank whatever is coming at us. And so I'm going to make sure that their attention's focused on me. And everybody else just try to keep them off their toes.
Okay.
Sir, yes, sir, Mr. B.
Do it. I can do it.
All right. So, Bayan just reaches out for the firewall and absorbs the fire back, and his body takes shape into a form of fiery plate mail around his body.
Ooh.
As he then walks in through the door.
Do the rest of you follow?
Yes.
Before that,
Yes.
did I still have the pieces of the door with the syringes sticking out of them?
Yeah.
Can I take some of those syringes? Because I assume they didn't inject into the door.
No, of course not. Do you have any hero points left over from last time?
2, I think we had.
Then, yeah, you could convert them into like the syringes.
Okay, so I can add 2 syringes to my inventory.
Either 2 at +1 or 1 at +2, or it could be like that you use a bunch together and that counts as the +2. Like that's just the number of syringes is flavor.
Okay.
But the mechanics of it will be the +2. Or 2 times +1.
If I see Archer grabbing them,
Yep.
Anaya will want to grab one, but not for usage, for future study.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, I'm sure we might see what the effects of the syringes are, but she wants to take that to the lab. So she's gonna, given that one of her things is power of the lab, it's just, like, I'm sure she has, like, a kit on her of just, like, random bits and bobs she collects to study.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna say, one of you was targeted by the syringes last time.
Technically, it was me who was hit.
I also
And then
was hit.
I tackled. Didn't I tackle Fitz? I tackled
Yeah.
somebody.
I technically should be flat on my back still, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, there was the whole
We
speech
got
by
up.
Bayani,
Yeah.
so, like...
Okay. But yes, I was tackled by Anaya.
Love tap. You said she could.
You know?
So, the four of you walk in, and the sprinklers go off.
Well,
It's no big deal. But,
my boots are suede.
well, then it's a little bit of a big deal. And it's under this, like, heavy downpour of water that you round the corner of the corridor and notice at the other end, about, like, 30 to 40 feet from you. It's a very long corridor. It's got no doors on either side. And, you know, with your internal compass, you're fairly certain that following this corridor up to the end, where it turns again, same direction as you came, so it makes like a giant U shape, would bring you back to about where that statue was. If I was to draw it very quickly on our Roll20, it would be something like this. So it went like this, and then like this, and then like this, this. Except that over here and over here, near the end of the corridor, covered in water and hiding behind low steel barricades, like those pop-up barricades the army uses. It's something that all of your characters have seen before. It's like this thick plate of steel, maybe almost 6 inches thick, that you slide on the ground, and then at the press of a button, it goes up, and it creates like almost like a 90-degree angle that you can hide behind. There are a bunch of soldiers. Well, they seem, I'll say they act like soldiers, but they are dressed in partial hazmat suit. So their heads are uncovered, but the rest of their body is wearing like these white biohazard suit. They've got latex gloves that you can clearly see by the like powder blue color that's on them, and they're all wielding submachine guns. And the moment that they see you, you hear one through the water, through the sprinklers, just shout out, "Fire at will!"
Oh shit.
But you're the heroes. You get to react first.
That's some dangerous doctors.
Yes. There are currently 4 of them, like 2 behind each barricade. You can play in any order that you want.
Well, as a immediate reaction, I can see Anaya panic and then kind of like drop down to her knees, all fours, and it looks like she's doing it to take cover, which she kind of is, but also at the same time, she is going to try to focus her powers and do area alteration, which allows her to hinder any number. Well, okay, so I can boost or hinder any number of nearby targets using geokinesis, but I was thinking more of hindering by trying to like alter the area under the like behind the barricades to make them have uneven footing, so it's harder for them to hit us.
Entirely feasible.
Okay, so
You'll need to give me a roll.
all right, so it's gonna be geokinesis because I said that. I think this is kind of a self-discipline situation because she's, as I mentioned, she's gonna try to. Based on the conversation, she's trying to focus and not be afraid and kind of use her powers for.
That's very
tricky
much
situation.
self-discipline, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, because I
here we
figure
go.
normally in a panic you might not try to go for something as. Well, you might not try to use your powers, period. So.
Yeah, and this is a yellow power specifically.
Okay.
So. Oh, and what this also does is I get to use my max die.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So that's a 6.
6, that's a -2 to all of them.
Okay, -2 hit to hinder.
Alright. Or actually, here's. I'm. Something.
Or boost. I don't know what.
Yeah, so. Depending on what you want, would you want them to be less effective at firing at you? Or would you want them to be more easily hit by the rest of your friends?
I'm specifically reacting to the opening of the fire. So my action is going to be to try to either basically to make their attacks less effective.
Okay,
that's
good.
What I'm
so that's a
focused
-2 to their attack roll. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Who's next?
Fitz is going to teleport behind the barricade. That would be his thing, and attack them from behind.
All right. So one barricade has Mr. Minion A and B, and the other has Minion C and D.
Which one is furthest back?
Furthest back would be C and D.
Okay. He's going to go for C and D. And so that's just his teleportation. I'm going to put in his close combat because he's going to teleport and attack.
Mm-hmm.
And we're yellow. Wow. That's kind of sad.
So without using any powers, you just teleport behind one of them. Give me a was it C or D that you wanted?
Let's go for D.
D, all right, and that's a 4. So I need to beat 4, which I do. So D goes down to a D4 because he survived. So you teleport behind him. What did you want to strike them with?
Actually, I should have pulled out my sword, but I did not. I'll go with my fist. Otherwise, I could have done something slightly differently. So,
all right.
Yeah, it's just going to be hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, so the moment you teleport behind him, he turns around, tries to aim his gun at you. You take it by the muzzle,
Mm-hmm.
and it hit the soldier / doctor right in the chest. Throw the gun out, and now you're sort of engaged in hand-to-hand combat with him.
Yes.
All right. Archer and Bayani.
Bayani is going to try to clear the way for Archer. So, how wide is the corridor again?
Corridor's wide enough to let 2 people go through side by side. Hello, Godless Liar. 2 people comfortably side by side could fit 3 people. So let's say maybe it's 8 feet wide. like slightly
Okay.
wider than your standard corridor.
Okay. So anyone who's looking or glancing at Bayani will see his fiery armor just leap off his body and start running on its own down the corridor. And it's going to split into two other versions of itself. And Bayani is going to follow behind it. And so we're going to use Defense Strike, which is to defend using fire, attack using Mindai, and he's going to attack the barrier of the minions hiding behind minions A and B. He's
Okay.
going to try to either nudge it aside or just blow it out completely.
All right, make your roll. Is it sorry? You need to go back to roll 20. Okay, make your roll.
Okay, so I'm going to use fire leadership in yellow here. So I am defending using defend using fire / close combat, attack using your mid die.
So you make an attack using the mid die, but then you'll
Mid
probably
die. So
okay.
I think that the mid die that I'm using is 5, so I'm defending with a 5 and attacking with a 1.
Yep. So with a 1, because they're minions, were you targeting letter A or B?
I was actually targeting their barricade. I wanted to blast that out so that Archer could take shots at them.
All right, and we have a an extra D12, by the way, everyone. So you're now up to 1d6, 1d8, and 2d12 in the common pool.
Nice.
Actually, the alert box. Aha! And we have someone play. Cody Strayman also played Trip Up to hinder an enemy. I need to open up the thing, but it's by -1. Cody, just give me a letter between A, B, C, or D, please. So Bayani, you managed to strike with a 1. It's not enough. Thank you, Shawtails. Okay, combat starts, and then all of the bonuses drop in. You now have 2 more hero points. Heroes. Alright, and Cody is hindering D a little more. Yeah, so with a 1, Bayani, you strike at the barricade. It's not super effective. Pokemon joke. Ooh. Oh, shit. Alright, Godless Lawyer. I'll get to that in a moment.
No!
I'll get to that in a moment, don't worry. I have something. But as for the barricade, you would need 2 other two other checks like this to succeed. Cody, let me know who you're trying to suit up as well. And Bayani, who are you defending? Yourself or someone else?
I'm defending everybody behind me. That's what I'm assuming.
Okay, so either Anaya or Archer. If they are attacked, you can use that 5 that you roll to lower their damage by 5.
Right.
Cool. Archer.
Okay, I'm going to use Called Shot to go for A. I'm going to try and hit A. So, +1 armor. Thank you. Very cool. So I'm going to, for that, it says use ranged combat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do signature weaponry, ranged combat, yellow scene. And as part of that, I also get to boost another hero using my max die. So I would like to boost Anaya, please.
Oh, okay. So that's an attack using your mid and a boost using your
Max.
max. Holy shit. All right, Anaya, you get a +2 to your next
Sweet.
roll. and your mid is a 5, but because you're firing over the barricade, it lowers it to a 2.
Okay.
So, but that's okay. They still need to defend, and because they're minions, give me a letter: A, B, C, or D.
It was A.
A. All right. So A needs to roll a above a 2. They did. So they're
Dang it,
wounded.
Simon.
Huh?
I said, dang it, Simon.
Look. Listen. But they're still wounded. Like, they take a bullet to the shoulder, spin around. They're still alive. But the way minions work in the game, just to remind everyone. Oh, I got 2 more cards that were played: Catastrophe and At Will. Okay, 2 seconds. The way the game works is when you attack a minion, even if the minion succeeds, they go down in die size. So 6, 4, 0. So even if they succeeded against your attacks, both yours and Fitz, it still worked. Like, it wasn't for nothing. Whereas if you were fighting someone stronger like Manowar, then that might be more of an issue. With Catastrophe, so with the bullets that you fired, and actually it's going to be the bullets that they fire, some of them will actually... No, let's do that. You fire at the same time as this minion A was opening fire at you. They spin about, their SMG just spraying the roof, the ceiling, with bullets, exposing electrical wires. And remember, the sprinklers are working. So this is a catastrophe. It's an environmental hazard that will play at the end of every turn. You only need to overcome it once if you find a reason or an explanation as to how you overcome it. But basically, it's going to damage everyone, minions included, that are currently in the corridor. So it's going to play right after the minions, but still. And you also have... you also have something very cool by Cody. Cody, I need the name of a hero. Basically, the at-will power, what it does is it turns one of the yellow powers that someone has into a green power. Well, all of their yellow powers into green. So we just need to know, who do you want to help? Is this jumping the scene up a notch? It's upping the ante. That's for sure. So, they're all firing at you. Pew pew pew, ratatatata. We'll start with A. A was firing at Archer. A for Archer. Archer, you would take 1 point of damage.
Cool. I would
Wait,
like to... Oh, sorry, go
Aren't I
ahead.
defending her?
Yeah, do you want to use your defend on it?
I don't, because... I mean, if it's up to me. Is it up to me or is it up to Bayani?
Bayani needs to know if he wants to defend.
Okay.
If he does, then, the 5 turns into a 4. But you also have that bonus +1, that extra +1 that you got Archer earlier from Cody. So, either of you... Yeah.
I also have a misdirection reaction power that I would play.
Then go ahead. Unless, check with Anna. Check which one of you wants to do it.
So the power is called misdirection. When a nearby hero in yellow or red would take damage, I can defend that damage by rolling my fire die and then redirect any remaining damage to a minion of my choice.
Ooh.
That is very cool. I think save it for when it's more damage to be done, because I have something called tactical analysis as a boost action for myself. So I'd actually prefer to take damage in scenes unless it's like gonna be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
How often can I use the reaction? Does that happen just
It's like a
every
D&D
time?
reaction. It's
So just-
once per turn when it's not your turn. It's basically a turn that you take during the turn of someone else. But Anaya will also be fired at, just so you know. Because I was going to do like one on each of you. So B is actually firing at... Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Wrong. Archer, you take 0.
Oh, okay.
Because they were hindered. Bayani, you get fired at. Bayani, you would take 2.
Are they
I'll
not
use my
hindered?
Yeah, I rolled a 4, so 4 minus 2.
Ah, okay. So this is all with the hinder factor in. Sweet.
All right. So I'm defending. So when that.
So you're gonna take like 2 out of your 5 points for that?
Yep.
Cool. Then we'll do Fitz. No, sorry, Anaya first. So C fires at Anaya for 0. So again, just firing a bit everywhere. And
Excellent.
the one against Fitz rolls a d4 minus 3. Minus 2. So Fitz, you don't get anything. They are covered in water. The frayed cables are hanging overhead. There's a little sparks everywhere, and the environment gets to play. And the environment is not cool. D8 plus D8 plus D. Does that work? Yay! Mid die would be 5. Everyone, minions included, take 5 damage from the shock. Bayani, you can use the rest of your defend to soak up that damage.
Okay, I have damage resistance. Is this physical or energy damage?
This would be energy. It's like lightning. Well, not like
Okay.
electrical
As
damage.
long as it's physical or energy,
Mhm.
well, I can reduce. I have 2 damage resistance while in the yellow zone.
So you reduce it by 2.
I take 3 damage.
Minus
that
2
plus-
weapons and eyes. Huh? Sorry?
What does that +1 armor do for me? Does that
It's
soak
a
1
defend,
point?
It's a defend 1. Yeah, you can one time use it to soak 1
Okay.
damage.
Cool.
And actually, they're all dead. Well, unconscious. Ooh, recharge. So yeah, by the time you're done, teleporting, rushing, firing, using your power to like make the entire floor wave up and down to prevent them from firing properly. All the cables are just dangling from the ceiling. There's a puddle of water all across the corridor. Live wires all over the place.
Oh,
The combat's not done. Because you still have this environment thing to deal with, but I mean, you can all try something, and after that, the environment's gonna play again.
I'm just trying to figure out if does it make sense for me to focus on like things that help overcome, or like what, just
Overcome-
rules wise, mechanically, what do we need to be doing?
Overcome is what you would need to overcome this obstacle.
Okay,
So mechanically, that's what you need to do to fix the
so
problem.
boosting overcome will be helpful for everybody. Like
Yes.
boosting our group overcomes. Okay.
And by the way, because of another card that Cody played, if you overcome this obstacle, you all regain 2 hit points.
Sweet. Is there any wood or grounding materials that I can see? Maybe for like whatever they used as their barricades?
The barricades are made of steel, but
Oh, no, that's
you
not
re-
good.
You remember Archer picked up.
We left 2
wooden
halves of a
doors.
wooden door back in that room we were in before.
Okay, so I would like to use as my action the principle of the powerless, which is because I know what all of us can do, and I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure none of us can withstand. shocks, which is basically use my knowledge of the limitations of superpowers in an overcome action and use my max die, and me and each of my allies will gain a hero point.
It's awesome. Then please do so and explain to me how do you plan on using those wooden doors to overcome this electrical death trap?
Well, depending on how much time I have, I think this is going to be very much like a everybody get the hell out of the water situation. So if I would like to see if I can maybe like, maybe this is a geokinesis thing. If I can put the wooden boards, like raise the ground a little bit so that the water is under us, put the wooden boards so we're standing on wood and not in the water where the live wires will hit, to kind of give people who are not me a little bit more time to figure out what to do with the live wires.
No,
I'm just trying to,
way, that's a way to overcome it. If you place the doors like at a certain distance of one of each other, over the water, like in the puddles, you could just jump on each doors and basically clear the puddle that way.
Yeah, and what I was thinking is I can also like raise the doors out of the water so they don't sit there getting soaked with geokinesis.
Yep.
So use kind of that and like investigation to kind of find like this is going to be a very like science-y, nerdy way to help us from getting electrocuted to death.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to roll geokinesis and investigation. It's still yellow. Archer boosted me with a +2 to my next roll. So I'm just going to roll and then we add the +2 after. Right?
Yes.
And I get to use my max die already.
Yep. And everyone, if you succeed, everyone gains a
So my max die is a 7?
That would be a 7. 7 succeeds, but with a minor twist.
And we get a hero point before we go twisting.
Yep. I added it. So what's the... Let me check the principle of the power list. There's a twist associated with it. Minor twist. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. You're going to help everyone. Everyone will regain 2 HP. Except you, Anaya. Because you will suffer a small temporary injury doing so. What is it?
I think that... I don't know, is this going to be too dramatic or not? You tell me, DM. What if, while moving those doors, she does not spot a syringe and gets poked by one of them? I don't know, is that going to be too dramatic of an injury to be minor?
No, that works. If you make it, if that's what you want, I'm giving it to you.
Okay, because I think that would make sense. If she's in a hurry, she's not like... She's trying to move as fast as she can. We already talked about how there were syringes in a door. If there's one that she didn't see, then she could have accidentally pricked herself on it.
Yep.
Terrible as an actual medical practitioner, but you know,
yes. This is the kind of thing you could use a license over, but
she didn't use these needles, right? Those aren't hers.
No, and they're not technically used needles.
I know.
But yeah, we'll say, for the sake of it, when you grab one of the door, like pieces of the door, one of the syringes that were like a little loose, fell and like embedded itself in like the fleshy part where your thumb is.
Yeah.
You're a bit woozy.
Ow. Okay.
And that's going to be the 2 that you didn't regain. A bit like with Fitz earlier, except that I think Fitz got hit very hard last time. So you're not completely lethargic, but you feel like you've stayed up for 24 hours. Like one of those long shifts at the hospital.
Which makes sense because I'm one hit point away from being in yellow. So it makes sense that not feeling so great. Because I assuming we've just been accumulating damage from like previous sessions. Yeah, so I'm at the point where now I'm almost in the yellow health-wise.
No one's had time. Well, ever since you went under the statue, you didn't regain anything.
I thought that we wouldn't have regained anything between like the whole bus situation and the
Nope,
statue
no,
either.
you would have.
Oh. Okay, well then I haven't taken. Did I? I don't. I whatever. We're leaving it.
Okay, leave it as is for now. Anyway, it explains you. It would explain, the injury that
Yeah.
you suffered. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, normally you'll regain all of your hit points between issues,
Oh.
unless two issues are really like back to back, like what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
Like there is not even like 5 minutes between the two of them.
Yeah. We'll say she lost the other hit points while tackling Fitz amongst the avalanche of needles or something.
All right. Back in the corridor, after Anaya placed the doors, raised the ground a little, everyone can now step. Well, everyone. Anaya, Archer can step up to Fitz and Bayani. Then you put the last piece of the door there, and that means the rest of you can safely make it out of the corridor. Bayani, are you still on fire?
No, but he still has duplicates around.
Okay, so there's 3 of you.
4, technically.
Oh, it's 3 though. Sorry, I thought 2 duplicates plus you. When you turn the corridor, there is a pair, or I should say, yeah, is it a pair of double door? There's a double door. The kind of doors, they don't need any, they don't have any handles. They have, like, in fact, these like rubber bands at the bottom. Like you could open them by just pushing a dolly through it. They're not made to be locked. They're not made to be held close necessarily. The kind of doors that would like lead to a warehouse, if you will.
Oh.
And they're little circular windows in each. Plexiglass, very dirty, but you could still look through them if you wanted. Otherwise, you have the body of 4 electrocuted soldier doctors.
Okay. So Bayani's just going to manipulate 2 of his, I guess, decoys to open each of the doors, and he's going to let the third one walk through.
When you open the doors, you find yourself in this rather large room. It is a warehouse. You have shelving units pretty much everywhere. Against the walls, in the middle of the room. It creates not necessarily a labyrinth, but it's a very claustrophobic type of room. Each of these shelves contains boxes of ammunition, crates of explosives, guns aplenty, and even quite a few numbers of like these like silver steel like steel suitcases or briefcases, I should say, with like a silver sheen like spray painted on it. There's like an entire shelving unit that has just that. The rest is pretty much contraband weaponry. There are 2 doors that lead out. One that you see that everyone sees when the duplicates open the door. It leads to the back of the room. It's the same type of doors. Same double doors, circular windows, rubber band at the bottom. And Bayani, do you share senses with your duplicates?
No.
Okay. So that is all. They open the doors. That's what you see, and then the doors Do you ask them to keep them open?
Yeah, they'll keep it open for everybody else.
Okay. 1, 2. Anaya, you got a +1 to your next check. Whatever it is, someone is giving you. Actually, Godless. No, Cody is giving you a helping hand. You're muted.
Thanks, Cody.
So, back to Bayani. You went into the room?
Yes. And as he's doing it, he's actually going to use his firepower and create a giant tape measure. And he's just going to check the heights and the widths of all the warehouse aisles and racks just to make sure that they are in compliance with OSHA.
We're gonna need. I need to create a. Let me put that in my
Oh
list.
no!
I need an OSHA
Oh
counter.
oh no! Do we take shots every time OSHA's mentioned?
They're too close to each other.
Of course they are.
You see Brian just mutter and shake his head. Unbelievable. No sense of professionalism here whatsoever.
It's okay, Mr. B. We can fix it later. Fitz will kind of pat him on the shoulder, following him as he does all of this measuring.
You will notice there is a heavy, fireproof door to the south of. So if your door came in from the east, there would be the other set of double doors to the west. But to the south, there's this heavy fireproof door.
Brian is just going to look at that curiously over his sunglasses or over his visor and just goes, well, that's just plain rude.
Do you want to go tell whoever it is and give them a piece of your mind?
No, I'm not a narc, but
is there some kind of keypad or something that opens this door? Is there a control for it?
No, there's a no, yes, there's a keypad next to it. My bad. I was gonna say no, there's nothing, and there's a handle. No, the handle's on the other side. On this side, there's nothing. There's a keypad.
Yeah. Fitz will just walk up to the keypad with the principal of the gearhead. He'll use his max die, and if I succeed, everyone gains a hero point. Try and finagle with the keypad to open it. Try to think what we had to do last time. Is this? Oh dear. Yeah. What's the environment? Green?
Environment is yellow.
Oh, we're still yellow. Okay. Anybody mind if I borrow that D6 out of the pool?
Go for it.
Go for it.
At least try and give a slightly better chance here instead of rolling a D4.
And I believe we had 2 OSHA violations at the start of the game. So there we now have our counter. It's up to date.
Okay. So my max die is a 6.
6 for a max die. And that's an overcome. All right. Principle of the Gearhead. Let me hijack your sheet for a moment because I want to see.
Yep.
What's your minor twist for Gearhead?
Nice.
Awesome.
The device shorts out.
Yeah. So it succeeds, right? You're going to open the door, but something is going to short out. I think I'll go with this one, if you don't mind, Andrew. And I'll say The door can be closed, but can no longer be locked.
Okay.
Basically, it's almost like a revolving door now.
Sure.
But the moment you type your things in, beep, 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 and you hear a there's a bit of steam, and the door opens just a crack. It is awfully cold on the other side.
Mr. B, I think they might have an illegal fridge down here.
No caution signs. And the freezer locks. That's not. He just shakes his head angrily and swings the door open himself to peer in.
That's a big room. A big dark room on the other side. It's very cold. And the room is filled with these glass tubes. Like Bacta tanks in Star Wars. Very poorly illuminated. You can see something is floating in each of them. Liquid is sort of a faded, pale yellow. There are no lights at all, except for like whatever LED illuminates like the area around the tube. Nothing otherwise. You step into the room. You hear the sound of military boots walking on the ground rhythmically. Tap, tap, tap. A voice comes out of the darkness. Just a single lone speech bubble. You recognize the voice as that of Manowar. He says, I didn't think you'd find this place so easily, or so quickly.
Bayan is going to send his fire clones into the room to illuminate it ahead of him.
When they walk through the room, you see these, I'll call them the Bacta tanks because it's funny. To answer Godless's question, Manowar is a lieutenant. He is not a full-on villain. Which, if we're going by the meta of this game, he should not have ever come back. Because nobody played the card to upgrade him to a super villain. Well, fuck. Now someone did.
Oh no!
That's even cooler. I didn't think it would happen. But okay.
Oh no!
So...
Well, why would you even just tempt that?
I didn't even know.
You've spoken it into truth now.
I know.
That was
No.
kind of stacking the deck
Look.
right there.
I cannot see which card has been, like, is being held by someone. I can only know how many cards or which cards have been played so far. So yes, he levels up mid-sentence.
Wow.
Oh shit, I got something cool for Manowar. Alright, awesome. Their clones illuminate the room. In each of these Bacta tanks, you see chat. But not any chat. Oh, and now we're moving one step closer to red.
Godless lawyer is here to torture us.
We're still in yellow, by the way. Because
Okay.
we have 4 yellow to go now. There's 1 scene was done, 2. So we've gone through 2 yellows out of 4. But yeah, it's chat, but not just any chat. It's the group of people you saved on the bus.
What?
They're all
Anaya
there.
definitely has a what moment because I think Anaya and Archer were the ones who like went into the bus, right? And got him out.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Naya definitely did.
Bayani would not necessarily recognize them aside from they're people.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Cody is preventing people from advancing the scene. So basically now Cody's playing against Godless Lawyer.
Fight in the chat.
It's like the penciler and the writer are changing
Fighting.
the plot as they go along.
Yeah.
Now.
But yeah, they're just civilians to you, Bayani. And a catastrophe. Okay. They're just civilians to you. To Anaya and Archer, they're the exact people, down to the same clothes that they had when you saved them on the bus. The military footsteps, whatever, still echo across the room. Despite the light, Bayani, you do not see Manowar. The room is rather spacious. There's maybe 20 to 30 of these tanks in there. It's a hangar. And they're almost completely all of them filled with someone. In fact, as the clones sort of make their way through, you notice not all of the Bacta tanks are in the same size. There are some smaller ones that house animals. Like there's just a rabbit floating in one. There's another one that has like a pigeon. And by the way, they're all connected with these little cables. There's an EKG next to them. You can track their heartbeats. They're all alive.
Are these like the animals that have been in our previous scenes? That were wandering the park when we were saving people from sinkholes?
Actually, no.
Oh.
Mind you, well, Fitz would probably recognize one animal from another, but no, they're not the exact same animals.
Okay.
It just so happens. Bet you're wondering what's happening here. Bet you'd like to know.
It looks like animal cruelty, and that's mean.
Is Archer near me anywhere?
I assumed we were all together.
Yeah, okay. So because then Anaya will just like under her breath to the side be like, is it just me or are these the same people we got off that bus?
I definitely recognize at least a couple of them. I think you're right.
Manowar from the shadows says, "You want to see animal cruelty, boy? Show you animal cruelty. Get him!" And the tanks with the animals in it drain and open. And like a handful of birds, and there's a raccoon and a rabbit and like a dog that just run out of the room.
Save yourselves.
They're behaving the exact same way like an animal of their kind would behave. Like the dog even goes up to you, like sniffs the four of you wags its tail and just like runs away after the rabbit because the rabbit's more interesting. Manowar goes, oh shit. They're not
Don't
ready.
eat the bunny. Fitz almost wants, like, you kind of see him turn to, like, he's very vexed at saving the bunny from the dog who's chasing it versus dealing with Manowar.
What is it you're trying to do with all these animals?
Fitz, you get a defend 1 from Cody.
Thank you.
Manowar replies, well, it wasn't exactly how it should have worked. I'm not really accustomed to this. And you just hear like a boop, boop, boop. And you see the tanks of everyone else, like chat, begins to drain. And it blocks. All of them are basically in their tanks, awake, but since the door didn't open, they're basically imprisoned in there. And that's going to be the chat in danger. You cannot leave this place and leave like these people there. You don't know what will happen if you do. However, Manowar, screw this, and he fires at one of Bayani's clones. There's a... Bayani, are your clones corporeal?
Yeah, more or less.
So they could get hit by a bullet. Like, the bullet wouldn't just go right through.
No, I think they have enough form that they would probably absorb it.
So yeah, he fires at one of them. You see the muzzle flash. It comes from, like, the other end of the room, almost. Your clone gets hit, but has no reaction. What do you all do?
Now that we know, like, I'm assuming there was a muzzle flash, I should know the position of Manowar, right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. I will... Fitz will kind of do his reach into pocket dimension thing and extract his sword, and he will he's got his overcome from darkness, so attack or overcome using self teleportation and slash acrobatics. Boost myself using my min die. He's going to teleport to up to where Manowar is, and essentially to take a swing is really the whole point.
All right.
But I'll be using my self teleportation, close combat, and yellow scene for my dice.
When you teleport across the room, you will teleport like right next to Manowar. He is crouched on the ground, like kneeling down. He's got his like sniper rifle out, which is odd because, like, I mean, he dropped it when you knocked him out the other day, before he turned into a cube and everything. But he has like the same gun. Let me just lower the sound of the music for me anyway. He has the same gun, but you could swear like he never gotten it back anyway. The whole team, you heal for 2 hit points, by the way.
Sweet.
Courtesy of Cody.
TY!
You also have a extra 2 hero points, by the way. that were given, so I added them to the total, and an extra d10 to the common die pool. The moment you teleport next to Manowar, an alarm rings. As if, like, just getting close to Manowar, like there's a proximity sensor or something. And from the ceiling, these little, like, trapdoors, I should say, and they release a swarm of little drones with little tasers.
Okay.
So we have a lot of things right now, folks. We've got chat choking in the tubes. We've got the drones, and we have Manowar to contend with. You attacked him, Fitzroy, with a 4. Was it attack with the mid or attack with the max?
No, I didn't even roll yet.
Oh, no. What was that?
That was my previous for opening the
Oh,
door.
my bad. Please.
Sorry, that is my roll. So I boost myself with my min die.
That's a +1.
And didn't you also have a +1
Yes.
from Cody? Yeah.
No, Cody gave you a +1, Anaya.
Oh, okay.
The one that Fitz has is a, like, reduce the next damage by 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a suit up from Cody.
Gotcha.
And there's another give a hand. We're gonna roll randomly. 1, 2, Anaya. You get another +1 from Cody.
Yay.
So
Do those
Archer-
stack?
Yep. Archer, Bayani, Anaya. Shit has hit the fan once again.
Shit. So chat, you said, are in these.
Yeah, there's like 20-ish, quite precisely 13 tanks with civilians in them. The exact same civilians that you saw. Or that you
And are
saved.
these tanks filled with water?
Up to, like, maybe up to the sternum.
Okay.
So they're not drowning, it's just if they never open, like, if nobody
They'll
breaks them
eventually-
open, they'll eventually run
Suffocate
out of
is what I.
oxygen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if she can do anything like that. Okay. What Anaya would like to do, if you all don't mind her going first, because I would like to boost all of you, is she is going to... Okay, so the drones are coming down how?
It's a swarm coming out of the ceiling.
Okay, what she would like to do is, I guess Fitz has already moved out of the way. What she's going to do is she wants to kind of try to grab Archer and, like, try to find... I'm assuming with all these tanks, there's probably places to sort of get cover.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so there might be some, like, barrel rolling, etc. So she's gonna boost using agility and basically use galvanize. And what that will do is whatever I roll, the bonus applies to all hero attack and overcome actions until the start of my next turn. So, and then I have a +2 from Cody. So let's hope this goes well. We're still in yellow, right?
We are
Yep.
still in yellow.
Okay.
And by the way, Cody, yeah, it's called Sentinels of the Multiverse. There's a cooperative card game out that came out like years ago about it. But it's also available on Steam. If you want to get it, it's like $10 or something. It's got all the expansion. Basically, the role-playing game is an RPG version of the card game.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna roll my action dice and then the mid die is a 4 with the +2 is a 6. So
6. So that's a defend, you said, right? With galvanize? No, galvanize is a boost.
galvanize is a boost.
So 6 is a +2.
So everybody gets a +2 to all attack and overcome actions.
That's true. Either Bayani, Archer, or well, Fitz, because you teleported first. I'll get back to you at the end.
Yep.
Because you got sort of like the jump on Manowar. So Bayani or Archer first.
Ayana, you think you can throw that fire, or is there something else you were wanting to do? Because I thought we could pick off the drones while Anaya tries to handle the tubes. Fitz seems to have gotten Manowar himself.
I think I can get the drones. You might want to assist Fists with Manowar.
Okay, I can go ahead.
So Bayani is going to use personal upgrade. So he will boost himself using Vitality. That bonus is persistent and exclusive.
Which means that persistent will last. I think it's the entire scene. But if it is exclusive, however, it means that you cannot mix it with others, with other checks.
It says use my max die, so that's a 9.
Basically until the end
Whoa.
of the scene.
Damn!
Wait, I missed that. Oh shit! And you said that was a what that you were doing with the max die?
Boosting myself. So I wasn't sure how.
And you have a +2 from Anaya.
So
Right.
11? Is it 11 then? Okay.
So that means 11 is a +3.
You have a +3 for the rest of the scene?
For the rest of the scene, everything that you do, Bayani, unless you decide to use other bonuses, but there's like a flat +3 that remains all the time. What does it look like?
You'll just see all of the duplicates that are hanging around will form or be reabsorbed back into Bayani, and then you'll just see a flash of a giant dragon image. And then basically you just see Bayani with his hands folded going Super Saiyan.
Do you scream?
No, he does not scream.
Okay, so you're basically just like, boosting yourself. There's fire all around. Oh, fudge. Okay, wait. There's fire all around. Turn your red power. Okay, every one of you, each one of you, I should say, can take 1 red power and turn it yellow until the end of tonight. Which means pick up a red power, you can use it even if we're not in red. But
Nice.
I felt like with Bayani going Super Saiyan and screaming, now would be the perfect time for Bayani to narrate his whole life up to now. We're going to end the episode on that. Next week, we're going to have one person say that they believe in Bayani. And then we're going to go back to Bayani later, like 3 episodes down the line, right? That's going to be our Frieza arc because we're in a freezer. No, but stick around, everyone. We'll get to Archer and Fitz when we come back from break. And we'll also... we have the at-will card that was just played. Which means that everyone can take 1 yellow power and switch it to green. So, since the scene is already in yellow, it's not that big a deal right now. But we'll see if the scene goes back to green, you'll still be able to use it. And we've unlocked, thank you Godless Lawyer, right before break, we've unlocked the Bayani secret issue number 0.
Nice.
So, stay tuned. We will be right back. Hello.
Like, no, I like associate.
No, it's okay. It's pretty much the default like combat music now.
Yeah, I associate this with our like chat and danger moments.
Yeah. So, welcome back, everyone. Before we go into Archer's and Fitz's turn, as you can see in chat, I posted the link during our break, but we now have a publicly available. In fact, I would like it if you tried, all of you, to click on the link. A publicly available PowerPoint slide, well, a Google slide document with all of the villains encountered in the game, so that you can follow along at home with, you know, our cinematic universe. And I'll probably do the same thing later for all of your allies, but it is and of course it's only public information, so even if the players were to look at it, like, they would learn absolutely nothing from what's in there, because we have our Legend Keeper for like all the things, but I can't give access to Legend Keeper to everyone. So, that said, let's go back to our fight in the back-to-tank room. Archer.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and head up to the front to assist Fitz in whatever way I can. So I guess I'll be running between the drones. Or... Okay.
You can duck, bob, and weave your way across the drone swarm, and you can see, like, in between the drones that tried to ram into you, there's Fitz over there. He's about to do something. We don't know what exactly because it's not his turn yet, but there's Manowar right next to him. What do you do?
How distracted does Manowar look?
Oh, for all intents and purposes, unless Fitz disappears for some reason, teleports away, Manowar is about to hit Fitz.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, I'll take a shot then, because I don't think I have time to do anything fancy or sneaky. We're in yellow?
You would have time, maybe. We're in yellow, yes.
Okay.
Don't forget, we get to turn one red to yellow. If there's
Yes.
something in red you want to do.
Ooh. Okay, then I'll do Unerring Strike. Attack using signature weaponry, use min plus max dice, ignore all penalties on this attack, ignore any defend actions, and it cannot be affected by reactions. So I will use signature weaponry,
Wow,
ranged
shit.
combat, and yellow. So that's 11.
11. Wait, do I have... Oh, he has a -1 at the moment. Okay, so if he matches or exceeds with a d12, your die stays as is, otherwise they go down one step. Wow, you got an 11. Alright, so unless I roll a 12 on my d12, it's impossible.
Oh!
Your attack misses.
Oh
as
no!
Manowar, with like almost a sixth sense, just like matrix dodge out of the way of your bullet.
Shit!
It's the gun fu.
I hate him.
That would be Fitz's turn to read.
I would do I have any bonuses on me right now?
I don't know. Do you have any bonuses on you? No,
have
you
we-
have a defend 1.
Okay.
So you soak the next point of damage.
I'm actually gonna burn that. I'm gonna use Charged Up Blast, which is one of my red moves. I'm gonna attack using signature weaponry and at least one bonus. I use my max plus my mid plus my min dice, destroy all of my bonuses, adding each of them to this attack first, even if they are exclusive.
Okay.
So I will. So all of that added up is a 18 plus the 1 from the bonus that I burned, so that's 19.
Yep. 19. I cannot beat that.
Oh, what a pity.
Yeah. So describe how you strike a very, very well placed blow to Manowar.
So I've teleported right next to him, and sword is in hand. I will. Fitz likely does a fancy kind of flourish with the sword. It is a straight sword, so it's kind of like a flashy, twirly motion, and at the same time, he will slice upwards. Bring the blade, going up, and probably strike across like Manowar's chest up towards his shoulder, or yeah.
All right. He raised the sniper rifle to try to block your blade, and you chop the gun in half. As you do so, and you basically rip through his clothes, like his, he has a Kevlar vest under his uniform, and you've just tore through it with your sword, leaving a nasty scar that people will only see if they see him naked. Now it's my turn. I'll start with Manowar. Oh, you're going to regret this, boy. He draws 2 pistols from holsters in his boots, and will begin to both proceed to fire, but also almost like dance around Fitz to put Fitz in between Archer and himself, trying to use him as a meat shield.
Okay, can I react?
Yeah, just let me roll.
Okay.
Attack first. That would be a 4 damage.
So in reacting, I'm going to use Halt, which is one of my yellow abilities. When I am attacked at close range, defend myself by rolling my single signature weapon die. So
Okay.
that's a 1d8.
Yeah, you parry all of his bullets with your sword because you're that cool, and you deflect bullets with your sword.
I damn well do.
Yeah. As you do that, the swarm of drones basically come down from the ceiling on all of you. And it's going to hurt, y'all. I use the mid die. So that would be 4 damage to every. Of course, if you can mitigate it, it's electrical damage, so it's energy. So if there's, those of you that have a suit up, still you can use it. I know that you have a resistance, Anaya, so that comes into effect as well. Yeah. And
hey, can I use my misdirection reaction at this point?
Yeah, so long as it works on any attack. Unless it mentions specifically that it has to come from a villain.
It says when a nearby hero in yellow or red would take damage.
Yep, that works. That works with environment. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna redirect that. You'll just see just some sort of shimmer, I guess, around the Fitz, and it'll deflect that damage and redirect it to Manowar.
Yeah, he's kind of the only other target you can redirect it to. 4, you said. Well, that's a 3. That fucking sucks. He goes down 1 step again. Oh, it's the well, actually, Bayani, could you describe what happens to Manowar when you deflect the drones with your shimmer?
It's just a shock, right?
Yeah, they basically have these like little guns that would fire like the taser dart.
Yeah. Okay. So if the taser dart is coming out, the fire shield is just going to deflect it right, so that it hits Manowar instead of Fitz.
Okay. Then we're back up to all 4 players.
Could I have used my thing that absorbs to use as a boost? My yellow ability?
Sure. Is it
Technical
a reaction?
analysis. Yes.
Then yeah.
Okay. So does that mean I take +4 to use as a boost, or?
Let me check. Tactical analysis.
Mhm.
1 attack. Treat the amount of damage as... Yeah.
Okay.
You... Okay, you still take the damage,
Yeah, of course.
but you learn through it, like, the movement of the drones and everything, and that gives you a +2 to use. Let us know, what is this +2? What did you learn through your tactical analysis?
Well, I learned how fast the shots are, how long it takes, or how long I have to get out of the way of them next time, and what sound it makes when they're about to fire.
Nice. Alright, and it's your the 4 of you. It is now your turn. We have a wounded Manowar, by the way. The drones are unlikely to let go. And then you have chat in their tubes just banging on the doors, screaming like, "Woo! Woo!"
So I think Bayani will move first now that his boost is up. And I'm going to use the red power that I shifted into yellow power. It's called Paragon Feat. It's overcome using, in this situation, Clutch, where it requires you to be more than humanly capable, like an extreme feat of strength or speed, and use your max and min dice for that. And then all of my allies get boosted with my mid die.
Alright. It's the first time I see all of your red powers in action, so everything sounds very epic to me right now.
So,
What do you
3
overcome?
plus 6 is 9. I want to see if I could overcome all of the drones. Can I can I pull them together into a particular place and then just melt them into slag?
Yes, because it's an overcome 1 and you've rolled a 9, so your action completely succeeds. And everyone else, because of what Bayani just did, you're gonna get a +2. Jesus God, let's love it. Alright. Bayani,
Are we though?
Can you describe what it looks like? What does it look like, Bayani taking care of all the drones?
I guess you just sort of see Bayani's figure sort of disappear out of sight, and you just see him pass through each of his allies as he does that. And then there's like this little fiery image of those little prayer scrolls that you would stick someone in a Japanese anime that sort of just tag each one on the back. And that's the boost part. And then you just see Bayani just appear in the center of the hangar with all of the drones, I guess, massed above him.
Mhm.
And then you just see his form erupt into a giant fiery pillar that burns upward through the ceiling.
The drones, like, it rains melted plastic. The drones are out of commission. They hit the floor, like, clack, 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 a bit everywhere. Some of them, like, bounce off of you harmlessly. And then you hear a voice, like on a PA system. Level 2 threat detected. Unleashing level 2 threat countermeasure.
Oh fuck.
And from one of the walls, a trapdoor opens.
Cool.
And it's this robot that comes out, like a blocky robot on thread mills. On threads, I should say, not thread mills, on threads. And
Threads.
it's got these giant machine guns on each side. Imagine a rolling toaster with machine guns, but the size of a steamer trunk. And it rapidly, like, if we could see the panel in the comic book, we would see it from its point of view. And it's a bit like Terminator, where it identifies and locks on all of you and Manowar. This threat detected, threat class, humans, human, 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 and then for Fitz it just goes, and then method of, how could I say it? It's like most efficient method of execution, spray and pray.
I don't like the sound of that.
So the giant killer toaster, that's what we're gonna call it. The killer toaster is out. We still have Anaya, Archer, and Fitz. The killer toaster is an environmental challenge, just like the drones. You need to overcome it once for it to go away.
How tall is the killer toaster?
It's like about the same height as your computer desk. So like maybe like waist high.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not a giant thing. It's just it's a big robot. Like earlier there were these little drones, and now it's just like a massive thing. So who wants to go next? Oh, and everyone, after Bayani, blew through all of you, you all regain 2 HP.
Yay.
What does Manowar look like? Like, is he like suffering? Is he just angry?
Right now he's angry, but you also have this like large gash across him.
Right.
We're in a comic book, so he's not like actively pissing blood all over the place.
Depends on the comic
We're not in
book.
Sin City.
Okay.
We're more like the Marvel or DC, but not the like X-Men cartoon where we're not allowed to show violence and Wolverine cannot use his claws against anything living.
Yeah. Fair.
Okay.
There's blood, but it's red ink.
Anaya can go. Given that it seems to be her job to always try to free Zichat, she is okay. So are all of these cages they're in a line?
No, they're like all over the room.
Is there a way to domino affect them if she starts dropping them? Or are they too scattered for that?
No, you take a quick look at them, and you know how I said like the shelves earlier were too close to each other?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same thing with the tanks. Like, they tried to maximize what they could with the amount of space they had.
It's another OSHA violation.
It's another OSHA violation. Oh, you know,
Alrighty.
keeping breathing people in
Yeah, that's a
vats.
problem. Well,
Less than 2 meters
basically,
distance.
I think Anaya is going to take. Okay, does it make sense? Can you hinder? I guess these things aren't targets, but okay, fine. She's just going to try to run up,
Mhm.
change her body's density to that of like a diamond concrete block or of some sort, and just try to smash through the bottoms of as many of these as she can.
Oh.
Because if they're not dominoes, then hitting the tops is not going to work. But she's just going to start, like,
Both-
kind of run, jump, and going to go and just try
Both would work. You could cannonball through them if you wanted, or if you're dense enough, you could just run through them. Because, you know, if
Well,
you're denser than whatever substance you're going through, it
Yeah.
just becomes like water.
So maybe she'll run through the... She's going to time her run to be kind of like on the back end of it, so that she can kind of take off the backs as she goes by being
Okay.
way more dense in the substance, and like basically let air hole, like, you know, destroy the backing of these things so
Yep.
these people can get out or breathe or whatever.
That's entirely possible.
Okay, so that's gonna be a density. I would, if y'all don't mind, since my density is only a D8, I would like to use the D10 that we have in the pool.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Let me put that in there. And I don't know if this is. I think this would either medicine or investigation would work, because she is trying to minimize the damage to the people and maximize the damage to the cages. So maybe investigation makes more sense, because it's more of like a scientific analysis. I don't know. They're the same
Yeah.
die, doesn't matter.
No, but I would say, like, either way would work, because I would see medicine as, you know, the trying not to injure them doing so.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you're still going to run through, like, you're going to shatter glass.
Yeah, yeah. So she's looking to minimize that. Okay, so I'm gonna roll these dice, and I think I get I have a +2.
Bayani
also-
gave you a +2 as well.
Yes, Bayani boosted me. I think that's the +2 that I have.
No, you also have
Uh,
2 helping hands, so you got a +4 total.
Oh, all right. This better be good, y'all.
I hope with a
I'm not
+4.
using my yellow power, because I have a yellow power that uses density, but it's about attacking. And what it does is it hinders the target. But my
Since
targets
this
are
is-
cages.
Yeah, that's it. If chat had been in danger due to, let's say, like, people grappling them,
Yeah, exactly.
I would say hinder could work. But in this
Yeah,
case,
so I'm not
it's-
using a listed power. I'm just using what she can do. Okay, so here we go. So mid roll would be a 10.
It completely succeeds. I think you don't even have any consequences. Let me check. Yeah, completely succeed. If yeah, because it's the mid die. So yeah, so you know turn yourself into basically diamond. You run through these machines, and every time you hit one, like the resistance is like lifting your foot from a mud puddle. That's how difficult it is. Like, you don't even break a sweat. Hello, Raiders! Welcome to our superhero cinematic universe, where we're playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. Oh, and we got a D10 to the dice pool.
And we have chat in danger again.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. So
I feel
Naya-
like Yeah, why is Godless Lawyer just hating on Anaya? I feel like she keeps saving chat, and Godless Lawyer keeps endangering chat.
You break through all of their tanks. Congratulations, you save everyone.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, when you succeed at saving chat, you, Anaya, because you saved chat, you have a +1. Oh no, the next card that chat plays, I'm sorry, because chat has been saved. The next card that gives a bonus or a penalty that chat plays gains a +1.
So would that have been Cody's bonus, or?
Yeah, no, Cody
here?
gave a D10, so it's not one that gives a bonus. But as the
yes.
tanks break and chat... Oh, well, it's going to be a +2 to a random player. As chat basically, like, falls out of the tubes, the vats, they look around, and the killer toaster locks on each and every one of them.
Good God.
I rolled a 2, so Anaya, you get a +2 to your next check. Thanks
Yay!
to Cody.
Thanks, Cody.
God, chat's about to get terminated.
Buy a killer toaster.
Manowar also has a -2, and the team gets a +2 hero points. Woot! All right, who else is next in the on the hero side?
I think Fitz is going to be focused on Manowar. He is going to use his Overcome from Darkness to attack Manowar, using his teleportation, and he will be boosted by his Min die. So the 7, that would be a 9. No, sorry. Why am I adding 2? No, adding 1. So 8? Because it goes with our mid die, right? If we succeed.
Yeah, the regular roll goes with your mid die, but you said you were doing something with your min die too, right?
My min die boosts me. I boost myself with my min die.
Okay, so with a 1, that's just a +1.
Yeah.
And your mid was a
7.
7, but
So that's an
+2
8.
because of Bayani.
Oh yes, that's why I had
That's a
+2 in my mind. So that's 9. Plus my... So that's 10.
It's impossible. Manowar cannot beat that either because he rolls a d8 -2.
So this will literally look like Fitz kind of... Well, essentially teleporting, like just bamfing from wherever he is in front of Manowar, and then reappearing behind him and slashing with his sword downwards, like down his back.
He's now cut, through the front, through the back. He almost falls on all 4. He's not looking good. Is anyone else? Bayani, you took care of the drones. Archer.
Right. It looks like Fitz has got Manowar covered, so I'm going to go for the toaster bot.
All right.
I don't know how well a gun would work against a toaster bot, so can I use my... Okay, first question.
Yes.
Can I stack available bonus points with hero points, or are they 2 separate pools?
So long as something is not exclusive, you can stack however many things you want.
Okay.
And the hero point bonuses are, let me check.
I think we have
They are
2...
exclusive.
Oh, okay, so never mind. Okay, so I want to... How many... Does it have two arms that are guns?
It's like 2 big machine guns on each side.
So it's got 4 machine guns.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd at least like to try to get on top of it and try to rip at least one of them off using strength.
Oh, okay.
So, strength, I'd say finesse, because that kind of is parkour gymnastics type thing.
Okay,
and then
to get there, yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
okay. And plus, I want
was gonna say,
like
if you're
get.
ripping shit apart, it's not really a finesse.
Well,
thing.
I'm using strength to rip it and finesse to get on top of. I want to be like where it cannot move its little arms up and shoot me.
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
Okay.
And that is a 7 plus Bayani's help. That's a 9. So it's not just that you take the machine gun out. You can rip out the CPU out of the toaster.
Oh, sweet. Then yeah, absolutely.
You shove your fist through the metal plating and basically tear out its brain. And the toaster goes, error, error, and shuts down, saving chat and taking care of that. So we only have Manowar left. Ooh, and with that action, we unlock our last secret issue. We're gonna have an Archer issue number 0 to film too, when this season comes to an end. But first, it's Manowar's turn. Like hell, I'm going to die here.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Manowar, in a desperate attempt, will run away, but he's not running away to flee. He's running away to shoot at Fitz in such a way that he wants to put pressure on Bayani and force Bayani to stop doing big, like major things. Or to force Bayani into protecting Fitz and taking the damage instead. That's a 0. So Bayani, you are hindered for 0, and Fitz, you take 0 damage.
Does Bayani go?
I just think he just doesn't notice.
Well, that's even worse.
He was busy watching Archer take out the toaster.
Yeah, to answer chat, by the way, yeah, with the toaster dead, the chat in danger and the toaster were like a single harder thing, so it counts as chat being safe for now.
Chat's had a hard
there's
day.
another
That's
card.
2 dangers.
We'll see. So that takes care of him and his last penalty. I need to move the scene forward, and I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's change things up a bit.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like it.
Friends, we are
No.
in red.
No? Does
When
me yelling no do anything?
you're fighting, Bayani burnt the drones. Anaya ran through the vats. Archer ripped the brain of the toaster apart. Fitz almost single-handedly defeated Manowar. And then you hear a as the door that could not be locked opens. And in comes this woman. A young, pink-haired, wearing a sort of pink-ish one-piece, like armored spandex suit under a lab coat. You've been very, very bothersome these last 2. I really wish you'd stop. What can I do to make you stop this? Because this is getting ridiculous. Look at him. And she points at Manowar. He was born about 15 minutes ago and you're already beating him to a pulp. Is that heroic actions?
I mean, he threatened animals. Cute animals. That's bad.
She looks at Manowar, like cocks an eyebrow, and she's like, did you really? Did you stoop so low? And he doesn't answer to her. He answers to Fitz. Just a mumble. Just loud enough for you to hear. He says, she. Now, she keeps, the pink-haired lady keeps talking. Do I need to expulse you forcefully from this place? Or can I just point to the exit and you're all going to go politely and calmly out of my lab?
Will you stop experimenting or endangering innocent civilians?
And fluffy bunnies.
Them too. Multiple times over a 2-day period?
I am not experimenting. I'm
Only
saving lives.
endangering. Okay.
I'm not endangering any one of them. Well, I wasn't till you got them all out.
They were going to suffocate.
No, the liquid would have protected them. They can remain in the... Wow, I need a name for that liquid.
I mean,
They
it's
can remain
amniotic
in the
fluid, kind of.
Yeah, they can remain in the Vitae gel for as long as they're connected to the machine.
And then I look at this lady and see if she looks like she's crazy.
Take a long, hard look at the pink-haired lady, and there's a kindred spirit in there. There's a fellow scientist.
Uh-huh.
But there's a fellow scientist who was pushed over the edge. Now, I won't repeat myself. Are you leaving, or do I need to teach you a lesson?
Well, here's the thing. I ain't never been real good at learning, especially lessons that are taught by people making threats. Now, we got some questions, and I think we outnumber you a little bit. First off, who the hell are you to be making demands?
She laughs a little, like the ha 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 ha.
Like a Sailor Moon villain. Great.
Like a noble woman laugh? Because
Yeah,
noble
like
woman laugh is like, oh.
Oh,
You outnumber me. I need to check something. 2 seconds.
Is that like, you know, what's her face?
He's got to roll some dice behind the
French
screen.
chef lady. What's French? Julia Childs. That was a very Julia Childs laugh.
She uses axe die. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, and they're the size of your min die. Oh wow, that sucks. All right. She, again, we'll say, outnumber me. I don't think so, dear. And she pulls out of her pocket, like, holds her fingers, and there are, like, beads, those metal beads between each of her fingers.
Those bounce around like crazy, lady.
As she throws them, they do not bounce around. Out of each one of them, cracks open like an egg. And out of them comes out a fully formed, if not a little bit translucent, pinkish copy of that woman. And she says, simulacrums, get them. We're gonna end.
Somebody's full of themselves.
God.
hell.
I think like, yeah, and I just went. Ugh.
Let me just note that down. So she has 8 minions that are worth D4. And we start the scene in red next week.
Oh boy.
8 minions?
Actually, here's the thing. We've got red and red next week. Which means that you're gonna have 2 turns to try to do something, otherwise you lose.
Oh Jesus.
Holy.
Losing doesn't mean dying, by the way. It just means, like, you know,
Yeah.
consequences. So you'll have a week to plan, my friends.
Gotta use those hero points early.
Yeah, you get 9
Uh-huh.
hero points tonight. The only thing that I will say that you cannot use those hero points for, at least not for the fight, is you cannot create... No, you know what? You could, because you have the people in the vats. So if you want to create sidekicks out of those civilians in the vats, that could be possible.
We
so
saved
yeah,
you.
You can do everything. But yeah, you got 9 hero points. And if you need to... If you need an equally as long monologue on your end before the fight starts, like, you can also do the thing. She doesn't have the power to prevent you from stopping her monologuing, but you didn't know that. So thank you for indulging me. But yes, this is Simulacra. This is the very first actual villain. Maybe you'll get to know what's going on with those beads.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Intriguing.
Yep.
Very.
So
much
now that the
so.
scene is in red, remember everyone, all of your powers are unlocked for next week. You can go supernova and write down on your sheets, because I know, like Bayani, you had your bonus that you haven't used yet. Your well, not that you haven't used it, but your persistent +3 bonus. Like, that will remain next week too. You don't get you don't heal, you don't lose anything in between issues.
Nice.
Hope you had fun tonight, friends.
We sure did.
Oh yeah.
I just love how, like, everything is just so epic. It's fun. It's really fun.
We're gonna have some more quiet time, believe me, after this.
I'm enjoying the epic times too.
Yeah, no, it's fun, but I don't want to sustain the epic times all the time, because then
Fair.
it's like, no.
You have downtime issues. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But I have so many animated channel.
Hey, we did have pizza not long before this, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had some hanging out.
Yeah, there will be more. That said, let's go around the table. If you have anywhere that you will be this week, anything that you want to shout out, any projects you have going on, please. The floor is yours. Players, will start with Anaya. It's cool that I'm looking at where I'm pointing when I do it, but like there's no one there. Like Pooja's not right next to me. But Anaya, where can we find you?
You can find me. Well, hello everybody. My name is Pooja, and you can find me on Twitter at Pooja or at Instagram at Poojaberwalkie. And you can find me on Tuesdays on the Flights of Fandom TV show that's on Manapot Studios Twitch channel, where we are currently in the middle of a month-long Pacific Rim series, which the finale is next Tuesday at 7 Central. And then after that, we're going into a series of one-shots, which are really fun. All different fandoms and different game series. So catch me there when I'm not here. And there's a lot more stuff coming up. July is going to be a pretty crazy month, but I'll keep y'all updated as my schedule evolves.
All right. Fitz.
Hey. I'm Andrew at Anderful1 on Twitter. Don't have very much going on. I'm here on Thursdays. You will catch me here. Otherwise, no real other projects happening. If I do get up to something, though, I will have it. I'll post it on the Twitter and let the Twitterverse know. And that's pretty much it for me.
Next, we're on the overlay. Archer.
Hey, I'm Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios on Instagram, and you can find me here on Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. EST, playing Sentinels, and then tomorrow we're gonna have is it the finale or the penultimate episode? The finale? Ooh, the finale episode of Cyberpunk Red with Adino. So we're gonna be here. Be sure and catch us because it's going to be super exciting. Lots of action and maybe some tragedy. Who knows? And not this Saturday because it's a holiday adjacent, but usually on Saturdays, you can find myself and Anino here as well, 1 p.m. EST to play Scion, Birth of the New Gods. So that is always a fun time as well. So you should catch us there too. And we hope to see you. Thank you for letting me play today, Simon. It was a lot of fun.
Very welcome. And Bayani.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Be sure to follow me and Anna over there on Twitter. Since it's Anna's birthday, you should all be following her anyways. So be sure to do that and check out all the fancy art and merch that she puts up on her Etsy channel. Let's see. We don't have Scions on Saturday, but you can tune into Other Doc's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the third episode of our new season of Invisible Sun. Last week we had my character, Mac the Husk, negotiate with a bunch of evil mushrooms and losing that negotiation. So we'll see the consequences of that Saturday. And then on Sunday is a special AMA edition over on Utopia at, I think that's also 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll have to double check that. But it's a 1-year anniversary of the first campaign on the Utopia channel, Kahania. We'll do an AMA with the cast and basically just shoot the shit. So tune in for that. Feel free to ask questions. Lots of cool role players there. And I think that'll do it for me.
And as for me, Simon at Wondering DM, thank you everyone for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow, season finale of Cyberpunk Red, 4th season. Big fight. Someone decided to piss off the entire nation of the entire clan of the Raffen Shiv, or whatever was left. Yes, thank you, closed captions, for calling them the Roof and Shifts. It's going to be glorious. Saturday, like we said, no Scion because it's going to be it's the long weekend, so we're gonna skip that week. But we are coming back with Scion next week. Then on Monday we have Rime of the Frost Maiden. Then on next Thursday, Sentinels we're playing. And of course, you might not want to miss. I'm gonna give dates, but I'm not sure, y'all. But if I'm right, Wednesday, July 21st on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel, we are starting season 2 of The Witcher Roads Home. And on the 25th, you can find Pooja and myself playing Blue Rose again, now that all of our prequels have been filmed. We're going to play and discover in the first 5 minutes of the game if I actually die. Because I might have deaded in between seasons.
Right after our characters kissed!
Yep. But if I
Oh my.
survive, there's like a skull-faced person that I really need to do a murder of.
And I play a very different character from the one I play here. She is the opposite of careful at all times.
Yes, pretty much. So that's it for me. You can also, if you haven't seen the second episode of our Cyberpunk Red campaign on Cyberpunk Uncensored was yesterday. It'll probably be up on YouTube either tomorrow or next week. I, as a player, for the first time in a long time, actually had to suffer through the consequences of my own actions. And it's both a cool and an uncool feeling to have. But yes, don't go around murdering cops even though they deserve it. And that's it. Thank you everyone for coming. We will see you next week. Before we leave, let's see if there isn't a friend we can raid tonight. I don't have a whole lot of people on my follow list. So you know what? We'll just leave it at that for tonight. But I'll try to keep an eye out for more people to raid next week. On that note, thank you for coming, everyone, and have a good long weekend. Ciao.